okay about United's performance. It was better than I thought. I don't read anything into Arsenal's. It's opening day of the season. You win if you're bad, whatever, doesn't matter. But you're right. The goalkeeper situation that's on United. You know, it's not unlucky that you put a goalkeeper in that's not very good. I was very complimentary of Arsenal. They were lucky to catch a Man United side that wasn't ready for the start of the season, because I think being away opening game of the season is always difficult. Arsenal weren't at their best. They had to rely on a brilliant defence. Man United aren't ready. They're putting that goalie in goal. Like, that's not ready. And although some United fans want to call it unlucky, I don't think we're unlucky. I said I was fuming that the board haven't got a key player in for the start of a season that everybody knows starts in the middle of August. So I don't know why. I mean, you can argue about the midfield, but I don't think the midfield was that much of a problem yesterday that we couldn't have got a draw.
It's all well and good going out and signing, you know, your Cunhas and Embuemos, who, by the way, I thought they played well and are going to be very good signings for United. And I'm sure we'll get to the encouraging signs that they showed. But how comes Manchester United have not signed a goalkeeper? It was a problem for United last season and the season before. And it looks like if they don't sort out something before the end of the window, it's going to be a problem this season as well.
The one thing I really have to go at Amorim for today, when you're chasing a game, why on earth would you bring in Manuel Ugarte? The guy is not comfortable on the football, and he plays in central midfield for Man United. This guy gets the ball, and it's like he's never scanned before in his life. And then the one that really just, I almost threw something at my screen. He picks up the ball, 40 yards out, right? Options left, options right. And this guy looks up, tees himself up, and shoots, taking out a poor lady in the crowd. Who do you think you are? Do you work on that shot? Do you practice that shot? No? So why did you shoot it? We need somebody, man. I'm not saying it has to be Baleba. I think he'd be the premier choice if possible. But we gotta bring somebody else in midfield, man.
They are mentally weak. They're fragile. That's why I don't think the winners, they don't have a mentality in certain moments. I don't think they do. They never have. Amorim got it wrong, in my opinion. He should have gone and won the game because Arsenal weren't very good. You can play all the nice football in the world. Shit game. Absolute trot. Never in my life am I ever going to look at Amorim this season if he's going to start those players and set up defensively against an Arsenal that is weak. I'll finish on this. Pre-season for Arsenal, I understand they're easy to get on the counter-attack, but they are mentally weak. They're fragile. That's why I don't think the winners, they don't have a mentality in certain moments. I don't think they do. They never have. We should have won today. And Bremer doesn't look sharp at all, in my opinion. First half, he was fine, but he didn't look sharp. I think unfit is a fair word. Doesn't mean he was crap, but he didn't look sharp. I don't know why Mason Mount started. Respectfully, did he have a good game? Yes. But it was quite evident that when we did break the lines in the first half, Sesko would have been in that box for those crosses. Why is Dalot playing over Ahmad? Ahmad came on, started tackling the ball and doing everything. They shit themselves. Nani Madueke was doing Booker T spinner Rooney's, bro. It was disgusting. He was shouting 5 times on the floor. That was Ahmad putting man on his arse. How many times I've been saying since start, Ahmad is the guy you should be literally building the team around.
Let's go to the other side. Oh dear. Martin Smelly. What are you doing? In fact, what are you not doing? I'll tell you what you're not doing. You're not giving a fuck. That guy was the worst player on the pitch today. Yeah, out the starting 11. Absolutely dog awful. Yeah, bro, you're on 180 grand a week. Do you know how fortunate you are to play for this football club? Yeah, you were signed under Unai years ago and looked like a baller. You had Klopp waxing lyrical about you. I was waxing lyrical about you. What has happened to you, bruv? Is it the manager? Is it you? Are you got comfortable with the 180 grand a week in nicking? Yeah, fix up or fuck off. Yeah, real talk, he's rubbish. Yeah, he's rubbish. Yeah, and he's had surgery as well. Most of this squad have had fucking surgery, by the way. So buckle up, clunk, click with the seatbelts and that. This is going to be a long, long season.
I would rather be sad in a Lamborghini. I would rather cry with 3 points. So I would take it every single day. That was a shocker of a performance. However, they don't give you any points for performance. They give you points where you put the ball in the back of the net. And 1-0 to the Arsenal, we will take it every single day. The signal wasn't good up top. Gyokeres had no service whatsoever. So you can't single him out. No man of the match today. Not a single player deserves it.
Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. Now, I don't give a shit about that we had 22 chances. We got fouled. This decision went against us. This happened. That happened. Because at the end of the day, this match is not going to be remembered by anything of those. it's going to be remembered by Arsenal 1, Manchester United 0. The same disappointment that we had before the season started. Well, I mean, in the last season, and the same disappointment on this season. These bloody fools can't even finish. Hitting the post, blah, blah, blah. They can't finish. So this is what they deserve. And that is a loss. We deservedly lost. And Arsenal deservedly won. Right? Because what's the point of having so many chances, but you just can't score? What's the point? Let me know in the comments.
Calafiori. Pasta! He's more than a left back. Flimsy hard as that! I have mean goalkeeper! Oh no, we'll do this!
And just like that, we are back. 1-0 to the Arsenal on Thierry Henry's birthday. Did we play well? No, but who cares really? 10 minutes ago, if I'd looked out this window, all you'd be able to see is sad Man United fans with their heads down. But we do have a lot to work on. Defensively, we look drunk. Calafiori was great, but as a unit, we look really sloppy. The midfield were great today. Zubimendi and Rice were bang on it, and so was Odegaard. He needed runners in front of him that just weren't there. And I guess that's the perfect way to move on to the forward line. Gyokeres, should we skip him? Look, he wasn't great, but he'll be amongst the goals next week for sure.
You fucking won't.
No, he's a good player. His time will come. Look, he's embedding into a new league. He's the Premier League. He's coming from Portugal, so it's going to take some time, but it's clearly there. Saka spent 90 minutes making Dorgu and Luke the Nuke Shaw look like world beaters. I need to see more from you, Saka, if I'm honest. Martinelli, again, I think we'll just move on to stay in good spirits. And David Raya, poor pre-season, but there he is when it matters. Some huge saves to keep us ahead. Denny, what are you saying about the game?
I agree with a lot what you're saying, mate. You know, a bit sloppy in that, but 3 points is 3 points.
But one thing I will say about Man United is, yeah, you see Cunha? Baller, yeah, we really should have signed him. But anyway, 3 points and a clean sheet at Old Trafford on the first day of the season is all we can really ask for. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments, where we went wrong and what we can improve on. But yeah, look, huge result. We've got a 3.5 hour journey home now. Roll on Leeds next week.
Unlike the fixings that my wife used to mount some sort of floral artwork to our wall that is now conspicuous by its absence, turgid but effective. It was literally like right above where our heads are when we sleep, so I'm glad that happened in the day and not while I was snoozing, because that'd be some fucking wake up, wouldn't it? But yes, full time at Old Trafford, final score, Arsenal 1, Manchester United 0. Okay, well that was a fucking appalling watch, but the 3 points are lovely to have nonetheless. Calafiori with the goal, can I just shock you, from a corner. And yeah, you don't want to look too much into it. It wasn't free-flowing by any stretch. Would an away trip to Old Trafford first game of the season ever be? Probably not. I just got a message come through from my brother on WhatsApp saying painful, one from my mum saying and breathe. And yeah, it was kind of that, weren't it? Painful, but now we can breathe. A little bit sloppy in possession at times in our own third. Calafiori maybe left 1v1 with Mbeumo a bit too much for my liking. Then when he was walking on that yellow, I was surprised to see him come out in the second half. And then when Diallo came on, I thought, oh, okay, careful now. Madueke then came on. I've got to say, I'm not really having him defensively, the way he was setting up against Diallo, getting skinned quite easily. It seemed like his weight was on the wrong foot. He weren't ready to go with him. It was easy pickings, really. I mean, that's fine. He came onto very weird conditions for a winger who wants to impact the game in an attacking sense, and we didn't really have much of that going on. Gyokeres tackled himself at one point. Not great optically. He will get some shit for that. But again, some smart runs. Like, once again, though, are we in this world in which we've finally got that big, stocky, industrious centre forward who's going to get pulled up for fouls for using that frame that we've been the victim of so many times in our past? And I don't want to make match week 1 about referees, but again, inconsistency. Saka getting shoved 2 hands in the back, Saka then getting pushed over again for nothing to be given, and then similar looking fouls being given against us. Keane went down in the corner flag like he was in fucking Platoon, and then Havertz did the exact same in the opposite corner, nothing given, and you go, oh, it can't go on like this, can it? It can. But yeah, Man United caused us some headaches without really creating too much, you'd have to say. They got through the lines a little bit too quickly. We need to be better in our transitions, getting the ball through the lines quicker. That should come again. Maybe Old Trafford away, first game of the season, isn't the best litmus test for it. You've got to kind of just go there and get the result one way or another, and we have done that. It was quite refreshing to see subs come on that didn't damage the quality of the side, if that makes sense. When Timber came on and Miles Lewis-Skelly, you kind of go, this is kind of keeping it at a level, but fresher. Havertz looked quite lively to come on, again, that hold-up play and just offering that bit of different dimension. Yeah, I mean, yeah, listen, not pretty, not the best football you're ever going to see. I hope we see a lot better football in general this season. I'm sure we will, but effective, we got the win. And that really, at the end of the day, is what's important.
I can't lie, that was an absolutely disgusting, stinky, Pepe Le Pew-like performance. At no point in that 90 minutes did we control the game, but I hear it. First game of the season against Manchester United, away from home at Old Trafford. You take the W all day long, and any opportunity you get to dunk on Man United, you take it. So we will take it, but we need to improve and improve quickly. Thank God we got Leeds next. Respectfully, of course, and we'll take them seriously. But if we had Liverpool next, God, I reckon we would get spanked still. There's too many stinky performances to name, but God, like 23% and 33% possession. What the hell? What the hell? We were terrible in all phases of the game, and if it wasn't for a certain David Raya, we definitely would have taken the L today. Especially in attack as well, we look so devoid of ideas. And secretly, I'm gonna whisper this one, secretly I'm worried about Saka. He hasn't looked quite right since that injury when he came back last season. Of course, he had the 2 goals against Madrid, etc. But, and you know, not every signing hits the ground running. We will wait for the new signings to bed in fully and get into rhythm with the rest of the squad, but we will take the W. But there is a cause for concern, and we do, like I said, we need to improve quickly. But come on, you Gunners. That win was uglier than a masterpiece sneaker, but at this point of the season, the W is all that matters. Before I go, I do have a question though. Who was stinkier between Ugarte and Martinelli? Let me know in the comments below.